Hi guys. Um, so for today's video, we're gonna be doing a reaction video to one of the videos from a channel that I've just started watching recently, and I really like their content. They're called Cruise. I'm gonna drop a link in the description so you guys can follow and watch more of their content. But this specific video, the title is Feminism Now About Hating Men? Feminist versus Anti-Feminist, Day 4. Apparently Varadi. So we're gonna go in. Of course, it's a reaction video, so I'm gonna be pausing and giving my opinions as the video goes on.
Abortion is murder.
Yes. So are you saying you want to have control over a woman's body just because you got her pregnant?
I have a say, I actually put it inside of you.
Oh my God, really?
Yes. Some women do like to be trad wives. They want to stay home, they want to take care of their families, they want to do all of that. That is perfectly fine.
I would not see my sister choose to be a housewife, and I would tell you, okay, I think this is the best choice for you. You have no control over what a woman decides to do with her body. The moment you realize
Stay in your father's house. Why are you getting married?
What the f are you?
My name is Paul Rudiment.
Paul Rudiment, you're a bloody fool! Get out! You're a bloody fool! What the f are you staying in front of us? What the f are you?
I don't know who this girl is, but she's already giving like I came here to fight somebody kind of vibes. But she's cute. Okay, so the prompts that we're going to be discussing: feminism today is no longer about equality, it's about editing men. I think it's a bit of a yes and no. This one needs a lot of nuance. Gender roles, second point is gender roles exist for a reason and should be maintained. I do not agree with that at all. Third point, abortion is a fundamental human right. Men should have no say in it. I do believe the second part of the statement, which is I don't think as a man you should have a say in it, but I don't think it's because I believe it's a fundamental human right. I think it's because I believe I do not get to tell anybody, a man or a woman, what to do with their body. I happen to put a baby inside you. If I didn't want to have that choice or control taken away from me, I could have easily just not put the baby inside of you. So, next point, feminism is not our culture, and it's ruining romantic relationships, especially in Nigeria. That I 100% do not agree with. Feminism is not our culture, but there's a lot of things that's not our culture that I think Nigerians should adapt, because our society allows for way too much bullshit, and in my opinion, niggas get away with a lot. So I don't agree with that. And last point, men and women will never be truly equal. I don't agree with this. Never be truly equal is too definite of a statement. I think it will take a very long time. Just as men being in charge has taken it has taken such a long time to get to this stage where we are now having the conversation that women need to be equal as men. I think it will take a long time for us to get to true levels of equality, whatever that means for you. I think it will take a good while for us to get there. Okay, so they're going to be talking about the first one. Okay, I see the video. So each section is addressing those points I just read out at the beginning.
Where Sally and GD, please take the podium.
I'm in the middle of that, and why I would say that is because I definitely have friends who would choose to be feminist. Just yesterday I had a conversation with my friend and she believes herself to be a core feminist, and I don't have a problem with it, right? The people that are the loudest in feminism are the people on Twitter, and what are those people pushing? Maybe that's not what the person that feminism or the ideology stands for. However, the loudest people always have the loudest influence.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Where has hating men gotten us to?
I think hating men is profitable. It generates lots of engagement online. I mean, gender peace is not profitable. Gender war is. I don't think if you're pushing peaceful conversation, you're going to go viral.
Okay. I'll let them finish, but so far, I like what this dude is saying. What's his name? Oh, sorry, guys. Let me just find his name. GD. I like what he's saying, and I think let me summarize basically what he's trying to say. I might not get it right, but we'll watch the rest of the video. He's basically trying to say social media, people on social media have the loudest voice. And I think that's a bit true, because that's why I said initially to this point, feminism today is no longer about equality, it's about equality. I don't fully agree with that statement, because in real life, and by real life I mean you not social media, like you go outside of your house, you touch grass, you interact with people. Nobody has your time. Nobody's trying to hate on you. Life is dealing with everybody just as much as it's dealing with you. So I think on that side I agree with him. Social media is a loud platform, and it lends its exposure to the loudest and often the most polarizing and not necessarily correct voices. And that's why you see the manosphere is a thing. That's why you see the toxic feminists are a thing. Like, I think real people in real life know what real feminism is about. That's what he's saying. Hating men is profitable. But I will even go as far to say as hating in general is profitable. I just did a video of media literacy. These platforms built their algorithm to capture engagement, and the algorithms have now gotten to a stage where they are able to realize that to keep your engagement means they have to give you things that touch you emotionally. And when I'm watching a video about, like you said, gender peace, it's not necessarily as attention grabbing as when you're watching a video about gender wars. So just negative stuff online, if you let yourself feed into it, your algorithm will feed you more and more and more of it. And guess what? The person who made that content, that's for now.
You have friends who are core feminists and you're very comfortable with them, you're comfortable to still be around the same space with them. Why are you taking the view of what is being seen on Twitter as a general view for everyone? You're saying, oh, the loudest have the most impacts. Yeah, I can agree with that to some extent, but you also have to agree that we don't just wake up one day and decide to start a fire. Something ignited that fire, and however way we want to start the fire is nobody's business. If it gets our voice heard, then our voice will be heard.
Okay. I agree with a bit of what you're basically saying here, which is what I said earlier, is social media is not real life. In real life, things happen for multitudes of reasons. But in saying that too, the reason why you bring up the social media point is because unfortunately, for a lot of people, social media is real life. I know it sounds sad to say, but unfortunately. And that's why I try to not just associate myself with it as much. I mean, I'm uploading videos, but I bet you, if I'm not uploading these videos, you'll not find them. You will not be seeing post and shit.
You can't say hating men. There are things that have happened. There are stories you see come on Twitter every day, and you're filled with rage. Why? Because a man is the perpetrator of that.
GD, please go back to your seats. You've been voted out by your team.
I don't know. I hear what she's saying, but I think towards the end there she lost me. You can't say social media is not everything and then proceed to judge all men by saying the things you see on Twitter portray that some men are being asked. It's like you cannot say social media is not real life, which is you basically saying social media does not cover the full scope. But then also say part of the reason why you are, well, I guess angry. I don't really know. I guess we will speak more as we go on. It's because social media. It's because XYZ is happening on social media by XYZ men. You are using a broad brush to paint all men based on what you have just said is a limited view of society.
So I'm Greater in Wisdom, short is GD, I work in marketing. Younger people tend to go towards these media sources. At the end of the day, people thought on the internet still influence. As much as you call me out and say, oh, Twitter is not real life, bro, people that are just framing their own view of the world, right? They've never experienced these things. That's what.
Yeah, and I agree with that point. That's what I was trying to say earlier. As a grown-up, I'm so happy I grew up in a world where social media was not a thing, because it is not real life. But a lot of these young kids today, it's why, and I know I'm about to go a bit off tangent, it's why I'm so against kids having phones until they finish high school. And I know that sounds a bit extreme, but it's what we do for my living brother currently. He's in SS1. For those who are not Nigerians, SS1 is the equivalent of your grade 10. And he's not getting a phone till he finishes high school. And in my opinion, the fact that he has a laptop, which apparently is required by his school, is even a bit of a problem. But we've been able to put parental measures on that. But even then, you can see that he's still so influenced by that. Like, it's not easy to just take that away. So when a kid who's just forming his own opinions about life, forming his own opinions about just things in general, I think the last thing they need is to have social media, especially with the way the algorithm is built. My problem is not about the platforms. My problem is that the methods they use, the algorithm they've designed, will keep fueling you. I don't expect my brother is 14, a little 14-year-old boy to be able to properly apply discernment or even understand that the thing he's watching is making him feel some kind of way. And they will keep feeding him more of that to keep feeling some kind of way. But in reality, all the algorithm wants is for him to just stay on the platform so they can make money. So yeah. Like, it's not a real place, but especially for younger people or for people who grew up on it and are now would no longer be considered young, it is a real place to them.
Salama, you pick a new opponent.
You can come forward. No, you can start.
Feminism right now is more of misandrist. You can't just say that, oh, all men are this, all men are that. And whereby you can't say all women are this, all women are that. Someone doing...
I agree. Bad exists on both sides. I agree. Bad exists on both sides. It's not just men that are assholes. Women are assholes too.
Something bad, it's human based. It's not about a gender.
But when we speak about certain things that are being done, looking at the statistics, who is the perpetrator of this thing that is being done? When you hear of cases, do you think, oh yeah, a woman did that, his mother did that? So when you hear of certain things, you can't just assume and say, oh, it's not a gender war. It is a gender war when women are losing their lives every day. And we're not looking at Nigeria at large. We're talking of everywhere. You don't hear situations of a woman beat her husband up. So even you staying here, you don't know who is going to do whatever to you tomorrow. So you standing on your opposing side is an insult to women in general.
Hold on, Salama, you've been voted out by your teammates.
This is a discussion. The point of the discussion is that you take something away from it, and she takes something away from it. If what she takes eventually changes her mind and brings her over to your side, fine and all. But this calling her out as an embarrassment is not necessary. Calm down.
I'm Sally. I am a law student, writer, voiceover artist, amongst other things, feminist. I can't ever imagine myself not being on a team that supports me and gives me access to be more than I currently am. As a woman, you need to see that in your day-to-day activities, being a woman alone cancels you out. Being anti-feminist, you fail to realize the struggle you face because you're seeing it as normal. But when you view it from a standpoint of being a feminist, you can then see that, okay, this is structurally wrong. See, men do not toot their horns for women. Do not toot your horns for a man. Because at the end of the day, they will leave you dry in the desert. So don't come and be saying, International Men's Day, men are not speaking up. What happened to their mouth? Speak for yourself. Stand for your side.
Come on. It's giving trauma. She's allowed to do whatever she wants. And again, like this is what I'm saying is giving trauma. Why are you painting all men with a broad brush? Like you haven't met most men that exist on this planet. So your limited experience with the men you've met, you're using it to paint all men. It's giving you're traumatized.
Moyege, pick a new opponent.
So I'm going to talk about what she said. Men are the people doing more. You are talking about men, women. Do you know men do get raped by women too? Do you know that men do get killed by women too?
Yes, they do. Men do get R-worded by women too. It's not on the same scale, meaning the amount of frequency at which it happens is not on the same scale, but they do, and it happens to men of all ages. That's men who are married, men, and a lot of young boys. Oh God, I have so many friends who they just said the story randomly while we were all chilling, just trying to like relive our past, and then when you go back home and you think about it, you're like, wait a minute, that lady took advantage of you, broski. Like, it's a real thing. Trust me, it is a real thing.
When men come out and they say they get assaulted, this is in a very jokey manner. But with women, it's very personal. Even when men.
So, what's your point? I must come out and express my trauma. Sally, I like you. You need to farabalẹ̀. Trauma is trauma. However I express it is because that's my level of comfortability with the trauma I've experienced. My trauma should not be disregarded simply because I am not expressing it in the way you or how you think women express it. There are women who express trauma and they joke about it. There are men who express trauma and they are personal and serious about it. You need to take a chill pill.
Come out to speak about their abuse, their fellow men are bringing them down. So you need to pick a side and you need to be on the good side so that whenever anything happens, you have the support of women beside you.
It's not about sides. It's not about sides. There is no side. The goal is for everybody to be able to live in a more equitable environment where, as a man, you are able to provide what you can provide to the system. As a woman, you are able to provide what you can provide to the system. Everybody benefits and everybody is compensated and treated equally. It's not about picking a side. When you pick a side, all you are trying to do is you turn it into a football game, because you are basically now saying, well, since they've been winning, now it's our turn to win. That's not going to get anywhere. You're just going to keep repeating the cycle. It's not about picking a side.
I really do love how much you're trying so hard to make sense. I'm not going to say I'm actually disappointed in the fact that you think this, because I really do think a certain level of somebody's intelligence is what makes them pick a side. However, there was something you said that was very interesting that caught my attention, that made me want to have a conversation with you, and that was misandry. Now, what do you think misandry is?
Hate on women.
So now, hate on women.
Hate
on men. Give me an example of how women have hated men in Nigeria, and ask me how misogyny has been perpetrated in Nigeria, and I'll clearly tell you.
Thank you.
Now, give me a practical
that.
example.
She has been voted out.
Unfortunately, bro, I didn't come here with, well, I'm not there, but your energy is giving someone who came fully prepared, and I guess maybe she should have come fully prepared. But because I don't have facts in the moment, does not mean it's not a reality. Because I don't have, because I don't have statistics or examples to present in the moment, does not mean it's not a fact and a reality. Facts are not circumstantial on whether I can provide you with an example. They are just a fact and a reality. Misogyny exists just as much as misandry exists. But the funny thing is, I think the people who express those two extremes are actually a minority of the society. They are. I think men who are misogynists are a minority. And I think women who are misandrous are a minority.
My name is Lawal Moige. I'm also known as Big Mo. I'm into art, I'm into fashion, and I'm into content creation. What I've seen in today's world about feminism, it has lost its essence. It's no longer about, oh, we are fighting for women's rights, we're fighting for women, but it's more about, oh, we're hating on men. This was not the main purpose of feminism.
Please pick a new opponent.
So let me hear from you. So I was saying something. For every single month in 2024, a woman was killed. For every single month. I would love you to mention the month, and I'll give you the names of those women. In January, a pregnant woman for 7 months was killed by her husband. Imagine you're married to somebody, because I'm very sure you're of the school of thought that yes, marriage is every single thing, right?
No,
and you happen, okay, you're not. Okay, that's really beautiful, saying that you do not support feminism. In February, 12 girls were in Bono. In March, a girl was a 3-year-old girl. This is misogyny, and I would love you to point out misandry this same way. In April, a woman was again. I think this was in Ogun State. In June, another lady was every single month, this thing exists. And again, it has also been proven fact by UNICEF that a woman leaving her parents' house to going to get married, that's the most dangerous place for women today.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to say. You do, because I know that UNICEF paper you're talking about, or report you're talking about, and it specifically said the risk were associated with early and forced marriages, meaning the part of Nigeria where these girls are getting married off at a young age, or they are still having arranged marriages, or they are having forced marriages. The report never associated this risk with fully grown women. That is a different issue. That's an issue, that's a cultural issue that needs to be dealt with. That's not misogyny. I hope you're not doing this in bad faith. I really hope so, because the fact check is right there.
So please, when you guys say misandry, for example, I call you that you're mad. Is that what misandry is? A lot of you do not understand the meaning of feminism itself. Most of you just pick a side. Most of you just see something, see it from one point, and automatically go with it.
Okay. So we don't disagree on what the problem is. I'm not going to answer your question because that's not my stand. What has talking about it ad nauseum done?
I'll tell you what has talking about it done.
But the thing is, we're going to pause there. Our teammates voted her out. You can now pick a new opponent.
I really do not think feminism today is about hating men. It has never been. Hatred is a normal social construct. Anybody can hate anybody. I can hate you now without anything. I really cannot lie. When I walked in, I really did not like your person now. You were so big. Now, that's normal. Does that mean I would now term it as I hate muscular people? For that reason, we should make it a word. So we get it that, yes, some people could be vulgar towards men, but we cannot compare that vulgarism. It's really
Now bro, I'm beginning to think you're acting in bad faith. No. Men get raped. You cannot downplay it when we have stated that men get raped, men get abused physically, mentally, financially, emotionally, verbally, and then downplay it by simply saying it's someone being vulgar towards a man. Vulgarism and hate are not the same thing. Also, I say hate. Vulgarism and abuse are not the same thing. Vulgarism and sexual violence are not the same thing. You are downplaying it. And I know you would not like it if someone came up there and downplayed what women experienced as vulgarism. That's you being dishonest.
Two different things entirely.
Oh, okay. So I will come in by saying, first of all, I am not against women. I'm just anti-hypocrisy or anything that wears the umbrella feminism, especially in Nigeria. The Nigerian idea or perception of feminism is a totally different one. You talked about misandry. I will tell you, in 2023, Nigerian domestic violence and sexual DSNV or something like that recorded over 430 victims. And these are just men who actually came out to talk.
And they were by
Hold
women.
on. Somebody talked about, I think, your partner. And I'll tell you something. Over 80%, not my statistics, you can actually check, over 80% of men were sexually abused by older women.
Older women. I said it. Did I not say it earlier on this? with men, it actually happens when they are at a younger age. These women take advantage of them, and it's actually seen. And I kind of get why the feminists might not feel pity, because as a man, even when that shit happens to you, your friends are like, oh man, like a teacher will sleep with a high school kid, and the friends are like, oh, you smash that, oh, like you get raped. But in reality, you actually did just sexually assault that kid. You sexually assaulted him. You should be in prison. That's what just happened.
So now, let me give you another...
Hold on. If you are talking about equality, why don't we treat pedophiles, like we call them, for men? Why don't we treat women the same way? I have a friend. He was by 3 girls. There is this girl we know. A couple of times we've met her at auditions. And she was like, I live alone. You can come and stay in my house. And he went. They drugged him. According to him, he said it was not so effective. And the next thing, they point out the gun. There are 3 girls living in the room, self-contained or whatever it is, I don't know. And they raped this guy. Now, if a man comes out to tell you, what do you say? You know, enjoy him. Or they'll tell you, how woman go hold you. You know, be man. You hear words like that, and it's crazy.
Bro, I mean, this is why I said I understand where the feminists are coming from, because the reality is the reason why the men get these responses is because we are living in a society that has been framed by patriarchy. Patriarchy will give you this result. Will give you a society where when a boy comes out and says, I've been, when a man comes out and says, I've been, the first retort is, oh, how? You're a guy. How did you? Like, no one is even just gonna, like, well, I won't say no one, but everyone's first instinct is to write it off. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because it's expected that as a man, you will want sex at all times, even when it was forced onto you against your will.
It's that 80% of men faced this single thing. Are you trying to say because they're facing this thing, women should not speak for their rights?
I'm trying to say you are saying equality, right?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you that...
And when has women said men shouldn't speak for men? Okay, men has been blah, blah, blah. Continue, like...
Okay, hold on. Let me tell you.
Why do you guys have issues with feminists when they want to talk about women?
Let's talk about family and court bias. Hold on. Let me tell you something. There is no law...
Hold on. He has been voted out by his teammates. Please choose a final teammate to round off this prompt.
Welcome.
Right.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so what I was saying earlier is when a man is accused of, is actually charged according to the law.
Yeah.
But there is no working law that has a penalty for a woman that is a man. They'll tell you women cannot actually physically, whatever it is that they target.
Okay.
But if you are preaching equality, how about we can also, face these women who are committing these crimes the same way the men are facing the law?
Okay, thank you very much. And I'll say something. Under the VAP Act, violence against, people, it provides, for women, for men who are abused, although it's not tagged as but then it's also abuse, sexual abuse. So I'll counter that by saying that. Now, the prompt says feminism is no longer about equality. It's not about hating men. I believe strongly that is just a distraction from the main thing, right? Misogyny exists. My name is Sharon. I'm a final year law student, a writer, and I am a feminist. For a while, I kind of struggled with, the label feminism. Just because, there's some people that practice misinformed feminism does not mean that, there are not others who are still focused on the main aim. The vibe I got of Mr. Rudiman, I think he has internalized misogyny from the things he was saying, his aura, he's giving, alpha male, as a woman, who are you, that kind of vibe.
Now, let's get back into the show. Our next prompt is, gender roles exist for a reason and it should be maintained. In 3, 2, 1, go. Sally and JD, you're the fastest fingers.
I don't think I fully buy into that, but the fact that you don't buy into something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. However, we can clearly see that there are certain things that people are more predisposed to do than the others.
Based on what?
Who decides
Give me an example. Cooking. Predisposed to who?
You have to let me finish.
Okay, finish.
When I say people are predisposed to something,
yes.
For example, I don't know what you do, right? But a career path could be good for you, but not good for me. Not everybody can be doctors. Not everybody can be lawyers. There's a thing that...
Please, Suits, come forward.
Before you continue what you need to say, I want to make you understand something. First,
Oh God, I'm sorry. I think this shit is about to go down. It's about to go down. Let's go. Let's watch.
Yelling does not mean you're winning an argument.
Okay.
Secondly, I'm sounding like a naive person who wants to understand what you believe. So you educate me now, right?
Okay.
Go ahead.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm in my early 30s.
You're in your early 30s. You don't need me to educate you on gender roles. You don't need me to educate you on feminism. You don't
Fair enough. I agree with that. No, I agree with that. I don't think anyone needs to be educated. I will give my exceptions, but I agree with that. We live in a world where information is prevalent and free. You can educate yourself.
don't need me to educate you on any fucking thing. For you to come here, you have a phone. You have eyes to see what's going on in the world. I would not educate you. You're a grown-ass man. You know fully well what's right and what's wrong. That's why you chose that side. So you cannot tell me to educate you on anything. I think it's very uncultured of you to come on a show like this and not have an idea on what's happening on both sides. You have lived...
Relax, please. He's not uncultured. He knows what's happening on both sides, and he has made some good points, just like you have made some good points.
Over 3 decades. When you see our reactions to certain things, you should just know off the bat that, oh wait, for this to provoke such a reaction out of this person, then it means it's something much more deep-rooted than we're seeing it to be. So I'm not going to educate anybody who's also not open to learning.
I'll ask you a question again.
Fine, ask.
Are men and women equal?
That's not the prompt. I'm going to ask you a question going by the prompt. Because
when you answer me, then I'll go ahead with what I'm saying.
See, if you don't answer, they will boss you out. Another person go enter.
We are not even fighting.
It's not hard. You don't reach on that one, please.
Let's have a
going by the prompt, gender roles. So let me ask you, what is your perception of gender roles?
Are men and women equal?
What is your perception on gender roles?
You can't answer my question with a question.
What is the fucking prompt? What is the prompt?
Listen to me, wait.
You cannot bring a prompt from what you had before and change the entire prompt. What is the prompt?
Calm down, my darling. Let me tell you something.
Stop it! Are you joking? Who's your darling?
Let me tell you something.
Please pass me out. Are you joking? Who's your darling?
You are triggered. That's okay.
Who's your darling?
Thank you.
Don't go there. Oh.
You've been voted out by your teammates. Sally, pick a new opponent.
Koski. I know you said that to kind of disarm her, but you should know the person you are talking to. This is the last person you say you're talking to. Relax. Bro, you're about to dabaru this whole conversation. And yes, she's right. Stick to the fucking prompts. Okay? You didn't come here to... They've given you a prompt. Stick to it.
My name is Paul Rudiment. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I own a bodyguard team. I'm a professional drummer and entertainer. I grew up with 2 sisters and I have a mother. I can't be talking ill of women. I love women. I'm a makeup artist and my clients are women. The Nigerian feminist idea or movement, their umbrella is flagging around. Their flag is everywhere. And what they're after is fighting men, trying to yoke equality with men. Just irritated by the things I see online. It's all about bitter women. If he can't send you money while you're in the relationship, you are not there. A woman also works, we are equal. What if a woman is working, the man is supposed to bow, you know? And all of those shit, it gets me really pissed.
Rudiman as a person, I think he's a bloody fool and a misogynist. Women should stay clear of him because he doesn't even see you as an individual, he sees you as a property. He already has the textbook appearance of a misogynist. And this is...
Where did you get that from? Yes, that's literally what you're doing. He has the textbook appearance of a misogynist, but because he has a beard and he's wearing a nice suit, or I guess a decent suit, and he speaks well, so that's the stereotypical appearance. Jesus.
It's not me trying to stereotype, but we do have to believe that there are stereotypes that people fall into. At no point did I use any tone of endearment for him, but then you going ahead to call me my darling, I don't know you from anywhere, really, man. It just goes to show that even when men are explaining things to women, they're talking to a child. We're here equally, together. You
are doing it again. Rudiment did something to you. Now you have equated it to the trauma you have experienced in your life. And now it is when men are talking to you, and like, what's this about? But not everybody is reading it. It's Farabale.
I asked the question, you are not answering.
Hey, please, you've left.
Why is she being dramatic?
I'm a woman, according to him.
Okay, so gender roles do exist for a reason. Male energy is different from female energy, and they are predisposed to certain things. Now, what I do not agree with is they must be upheld. Different things work for different relationship dynamics, and that is one of the core issues I have with feminism, because it kind of shuts out every other opinion, every other dissent.
Everybody's relationship is different. Man, it's so funny because when I'm in relationships, I go above and beyond. Not because it comes second nature to me. I do these things that everybody online calls princess treatment. My nigga, it's not princess treatment. I like to wash dishes in my house because I don't like a dirty kitchen. I like to cook because I'm naturally adventurous when it comes to like culinarily speaking. I am adventurous. So I would like to cook. Does not mean if you want to cook, you can't cook. I like to do chores because, again, I find them fun. I'm an extreme introvert, so I need a reason to leave my house. So for me, chores are that reason. You want to go buy groceries, I'm there. You want to drive somewhere, I'll take you. You want us to go for a walk, I'll go. Going to go and clean the house, I put on my headphones and I'm cleaning for 2-3 hours. By the time I'm done, not only do I get a sparkling house, but I've listened to music that I've been stalling on for like the past 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months sometimes, and I just listen to all of it. So for me, it's different relationship works differently. Like, yeah.
Voice is just you shout over them, it's not valid, and all of that. Now, some women do like to be trad wives. They want to stay home, they want to take care of their families, they want to do all of that. That is perfectly fine. There's absolutely no reason to label them pick-me's, regressing feminism, betrayal to womanhood. That is the rhetoric online a lot of the time. If you're really about choice, then you will acknowledge the fact that femininity exists on a spectrum.
Yes. Before feminism came into play, there was no trad wife. You didn't have an option to be a career woman. Feminism fought against the very thing that happened, which is being a traditional wife or a stay-at-home wife. Now, they fought and won, yes. But you also have to admit the fact that there are certain choices that even you, with a very clear eye, you cannot say that this is the right choice for you. Now, I'm not against anyone choosing. Let me land. I am not against anybody choosing whatever works for them, but you also need to have a plan B. I would not see my sister choose to be a housewife, and I would tell you, okay, I think this is the best choice for you.
Yeah, but you don't know anything about your sister's relationship. Again, your trauma is seeping and we can see it everywhere. Who are you to tell your sister what confidence she should have about the person that she's dating? Are you there to have the conversations that she's having with her man? Are you there to plan the life that they are trying to plan together? What? Because you think you've been fucked over by men, that means your sister does not stand a chance of finding a man who will not fuck her over? Like, I'm not getting this, your logical.
You have, I'm coming. I let you speak without interrupting you, so please let me do just that. Thank you very much. Please, I'm not talking to you. Anyways, I would give my sister options. You want to be a housewife, but be a housewife that is not fully dependent on your husband. You have something to fall back on. You're not starting from the scratch. You're living your life for something. You're exchanging your life for something. Being a mother is not the biggest fulfillment in the world. You can be a mother. It is.
Bold.
Well, again, Sally, that is your opinion, okay? To you, being a mother is not the biggest fulfillment in the world. And again, even in the middle of me not agreeing with you, there's a thing you said that I agree with. You want to be a proud wife, make sure you have some money in the bank, and that applies both ways. You want to be a stay-at-home dad, make sure you have some money in the bank. It applies both ways. But I will go with the child wife stuff because you don't know what the nigga is going to do. So whether it is you have your own small side business or you take a chunk of the money that is allocated to you every month and put it aside, maybe you get $10,000 every month. Take 2,000 or 3,000 of that, put it aside every month. so that you know this is your rainy day fund in case anything happens. You're not starting from scratch. So I agree with that. But you speak with this level of certainty, even in situations that don't even apply to you. It's scary.
Salama, you've been voted up by your teammates.
I am a radical feminist. I do not necessarily believe in choice feminism. How are you upholding the choices that we fought for to get to this particular place?
If you are against some women and their choices, it's very patronizing for you to say that these women can't have come to those decisions by themselves. That in itself is ironic because it's anti-woman. There are different kinds of women and they all have the right to express their femininity in their own way, in the way that comes naturally.
I agree. I agree. And this is why I said it's not about picking sides. When you pick sides, people are left aside. Not everybody can be on the Liverpool team. But guess what? A short ton of people can be football fans. It's not about picking sides. It's about making sure we address the issues. She's so entrenched in the side.
Pick a new person to debate.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm inclined to agree with some of what you said. I do believe that the gender roles exist, but I don't think that it should be enforced for everybody. Where I disagree with you is you talked about the pick-me's on Twitter. There are men on Twitter who want to uphold the structure that is, which is patriarchy. They want a wife that would wake up by 2 a.m. and cook because they're hungry, or your wife just gave birth and you want to have sex the very next day, right? And you see men who come to defend men like that. Those are pick-me's because you want that man to, you can catch your life.
That's where the problem comes,
but
because there is no
yeah.
universal definition of a pick-me. There is no universal definition of what a feminist is.
So there's always the extremists in every movement, right? And I don't think it is fair to take their opinion as the...
But they're the loudest.
Director of Vex. I'm done. But 20 minutes into the video and I'm done. Director of Vex.
My name is Fintan, and I'm a dental technologist. And I'm a feminist because every person, male or female, should be given an equal chance to be whatever they want to be, live however they want to live. They keep pointing out the extremism in feminism. And it's like, we all know that in every movement, in every religion, there are always extremist people.
Abortion is a fundamental human right. Men should have no say in it. 3.
Like I said, I'm not sure about the fundamental human rights thing, because I think fundamental human rights should really be fundamental, like access to water, access to good health care, like things that if we don't have access to, you will die, or like your life will just be fucking miserable. And that they can easily be restricted by money. So access to water, access to food, access to good health care, access to information, what other ones, just personal dignity things. But I guess for women, sure, if a pregnant woman, if she's not able to, if she feels like she needs to abort and she's not able to abort, so you know what, actually, I'll give you the fundamental human right thing, because I guess fundamental human rights does not necessarily mean it has to apply to everybody, because men can't get abortion, but women, sometimes if they decide they need the abortion, not being able to have that. I mean, look at the situation with the US. So that's a whole different topic, but not being able to have that abortion can be detrimental to their health. But the second part of the statement, which is men should have no say in it, I completely agree with that. Your decision ends with the moment you give her belly. The moment you impregnated her, your decision stops there. Anything else she wants to do from that moment on till the baby comes out is up to her to decide. And guess what? The moment the baby comes out, your part will now start again, because if she decides to keep that baby, it's still your responsibility to pay for it, even though you didn't want it. It's still your responsibility to be a good parent. It's still your responsibility to be a good partner, to help her raise the kid. It's still your responsibility to provide for your child. So if you didn't want her to have the control over the abortion, put on a Jimmy, put on a condom, upgrade your pull-out game. Whatever it is, that you could have done to not get yourself in the situation where the control was taken away from you, do that.
2, 1, go. Salama and Rudiment.
God. Salama rudiment. Why? Ah, Lord of mercy. I think these two are going to fight. I think they're going to fight.
You are the fastest fingers. Please take the podiums.
Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree.
You disagree?
It is not.
Are you the one carrying the pregnancy?
You disagree?
You're the one that put it there.
Hey! So it's by putting it there.
No,
so are you
no,
saying
okay.
you want to have
Oga,
control over a
now,
woman's
now,
body
now,
just because you got her
stop
pregnant?
it.
You don't own
Stop.
it.
Who owns
What do
it?
you mean that you don't have
Who owns
You
it?
don't own your body
Who
completely.
owns the body? You're
When-
not answering the question.
when-
If I don't own my body, who owns my body?
Okay,
Do
hold
you
on.
own your body?
Hold on. I don't own my body completely.
So who owns your
You're
body?
accountable to some persons.
Who is the person you're accountable to?
Okay, let me ask you a
When
question.
you die, does anybody die with you?
Let me ask
Do they
you a
bury another
question.
person in the casket?
Let me ask you a question. If there is a curfew and you're told not to come out by 12, you own your body, can you come out?
I would come out if there's a need for me to. And if I do come out and something happens to me, I bear the consequences.
You can't come out. Abortion is murder.
Murder by
Yes,
who?
it is.
Do you use condoms when you have sex?
That is private. You can't ask me.
How is that private? How
can't
is
ask
how is
It's private.
abortion not private, but condoms when you're having sex is
Why
private?
are you asking me?
Yes. No, I agree with that. I mean, it does not mean it's not a private question. It is a private question, but I agree with her correlation, which is the issue of abortion is private, and that's part of the reasons why we should not have a say in it. So it's like, God, I'm sorry I'm about to take this left, but it's the biggest issue I have with people who don't like gay people or whatever. Like, what's your concern with what another person is doing in their bedroom? Like, what's your concern with that? Why does it matter to you? Like, why do you go to bed and you're thinking, who's Emmanuel having sex with today? Like, you don't think that's weird? You don't think you're being a weirdo? I think it's grade A weirdo energy. But maybe it's just me.
So
Why is
tell
it
me
because
if
you
I'm
have a
honest.
certain perception you want people to have of you and you don't want them to
I'm
have
telling
that?
you that's an abortion because that's the living thing inside of you.
Oh my God,
So I have a
really?
say. I actually put it inside of you.
Oh my God, really?
Yes. Did you form the baby yourself?
So if you say I shouldn't terminate the pregnancy, I should leave it.
Why would you terminate it?
I wouldn't even want you to be the father to my child, so I wouldn't even tell you jack shit. You have nothing
really
with the
can
pregnancy.
tell what lives inside
Aside
of
from
you,
your
I can
sperm,
tell.
you can tell what lives in me. Let me guess, Jezebel.
I
Or
can
what?
tell.
Tell me what lives inside of me.
You don't talk as though you want to pass a message. You are here to fight. We are not
I'm
fighting.
here to fight. Let me tell you something. You have no control over what a woman decides to do
I
with
do.
her body. The moment you realize
Stay
that,
in your father's house. Why are you getting
what
married?
the fuck are you?
Stay in your father's
What
house.
the fuck are you?
My name is Paul Rudiment.
Paul Rudiment, you're
Yes.
a bloody fool. Get out. You're a bloody fool. What the fuck are you staying in your father's house? What the fuck are you? Do you have a house? Look at how you're dressed. Do you have a fucking house? What the fuck are you? Fuck off.
I feel like that's so childish. She has really shown me who she really is. And I won't want to be so extra enough to refer her to those that trained her. Probably people that trained her were actually good people. She learned that from some couple of friends or whatever she's driven by. Being rude, being lousy. It's actually the first time somebody will insult me on camera. And sometimes in a conversation like this, it's about the person, not even the topic. I appreciate myself for being so mature enough to stay calm because I know what that will result to. I mean, no woman can look me to the face. No woman. No woman. Because if I don't insult you, you have no right to do that. And when you insult me, you know what that means. I mean, there's a repercussion for you.
That one I agree with 100%. Like, babes, I don't do a shit, babes. Calm down. I'm like you too, I get it. Sometimes when I'm angry with myself, think about being, well, I'm just crashing out on everybody. But when you come to a place like this, your goal should be that people live with something. Your goal should be that these 4 people here have left, even if you may have left this place being that little bit more feminist than they were when they came. And you can't do that when you are actively trying to fight, like, or give this energy that you want to fight.
I know how I can be. So I came here knowing fully well that these are very sensitive topics. I would trigger somebody. So if someone else triggers me, it's fair game. Air out your opinions however way you want to. If walking off is how you want to deal with it.
Sally she's a fantastic person. I met her today and she's wonderful. She's very passionate about this whole thing. She probably went overboard and it got a bit disrespectful. I would say that. However, she just reacted based on what he said.
I can get temperamental. I am opinionated. I am proud of it. You cannot use it to shame me. Because they made several mentions of the loudest that always call me. I don't really send. As long as I have said my piece, I will say however the way I want to say it. You take it.
Nobody is using anything to shame you. To list out all the things that you have that you know are flaws, and then to say nobody can use it to shame you. It's a problem in itself. Baby girl, take a chill pill and welcome to reality. You'll probably grow out of this eventually. Probably. Fail. Like, it's like somebody coming and saying, "Oh, I'm an asshole. I cheat people. I murder people. You can't use that to shame me." Huh? Yeah, okay. Cool. Does not mean you are not still a bad person. Does not mean you are not still a shitty human being.
Salama, you've been voted out by all of your teammates. GD, pick a new opponent.
So for the longest time, I've actually struggled with my opinion on abortion, but it is 9 months of the opponent.
Big Mo.
You.
Big Mo is so settled. I like that.
So in a marriage, when a woman is pregnant, there is a conversation to be had. However, it should fall mostly to the woman because that is, like I said, 9 months of her life. Childbearing obviously lies more on the woman. It is selfish of a man to consider himself first over a pregnant woman because while it hurts you that you might not have that child, right, it wouldn't hurt you as much as it hurts the woman who doesn't want to have that child because that's a whole 9 months.
It's not just about having the child. It's about everything. The way it will change her body physically, the way it will change her body chemically, I'm talking hormone-wise, the way it will change her mind mentally, I'm talking postpartum depression, or the fact that she might not just be in the right mind space and not ready to be a mother. There's so many things that are involved, but the point is that's for her to make because it is inside of her. If God designed it that the baby would be inside of men, this will not even be a discussion because they will not get to tell you whether you should keep the baby or not.
We agree on a lot of the same when it comes to abort. The only thing I don't believe is that it shouldn't be used as a form of contraceptive. It's completely the woman's prerogative. Men should keep their mouths out of it because it has nothing to do with them.
Agree. Huh?
We do agree. Yes. I feel like talking has brought us as far as it can bring us. What else can we do?
I don't think so. Except they brought us this far because you're here, right? Yes.
And there's nothing that you can do right now that I'm not.
And I think that's right. What I think is we are still living in a very male-dominated society, right?
Yes.
In Nigeria, how many lawmakers we have? Mostly
men. Who is
men.
going to undominate men? They'll see their power.
This is why we're having this conversation. Because
we've had enough.
The feminists have come to discuss what has been happening at that point.
Pause. Nia, you've been voted out by your teammates. Sharon, please pick a new opponent.
My name is Nia. I am a writer and a publicist. I would call myself pro-female anti-feminist because my own is about actually moving the gender forward. We agree on a lot of the core issues. What we disagree on is the approach to solving these issues. I don't believe that talking about it and villainizing men is the answer. I don't believe that replacing the patriarchy with a matriarchy, another imbalance. It's talked out at this point. I feel like we've evolved beyond the point where talking can still do anything. The first wave, the second wave, they fought for our rights to vote, to own property, to do all of that. Now we have that. Now it's time to
Feminism is not our culture and is ruining romantic relationships, especially in Nigeria. 3, 2, 1, go.
I have taken sociology in class and I understand so many social concepts. So when I see people say stuff like something is not cultural, at what point does something becomes cultural? Do you know what culture is? Culture is a way of life. So if something has been done over a decade, over so many decades, please, who do you want to come and give you an accolade? Igwe, this thing should be part of these people. Now, what I'm trying to say is, at this point, feminism is not cultural in Nigeria.
It is?
Yeah, it is.
But it's still largely patriarchal.
What is called? It's still
patriarchy is still the dominating culture and the
even in
prevailing
America, where
presence in
feminism
Nigeria.
started from, and in the West, where feminism started from, patriarchy still exists. Still
The
very
ratio
much
is very
exists.
different.
Yeah, exactly. And there are so many things in America that the ratio is very different. Homophobia, for once, misogyny itself, political
But if you're listing
awareness, and
homophobic
all of
countries,
that.
you're probably not going to
Like-
mention America.
Like, exactly, that's the point I'm trying to make. But like, America is still largely homophobic. It's not one of the progressive.
Largely?
Yeah, we're like a developing country now. So we learned a lot of things,
Embarrassed
basically.
of
So
some colonials,
at what
yes.
point
But-
do we now say, okay, this thing is
Pause.
cultural?
Pick a new opponent.
Thank you, finally, big more.
Okay, so I didn't discuss the other part of the prompt, which says it is destroying romantic relationships. The patriarchy itself, as long as it suppresses women, it suppresses men as well, because it imposes unrealistic roles, unrealistic expectations of men. Or as a man, don't cry. Or as a man, you cannot be too emotional.
Yes.
Or as a man, don't do this, don't
Yes.
do that. But feminism is
Yes.
here to say you can breathe.
This is why I like Sharon. What she's basically trying to say here is what I've been saying earlier, or what I said earlier. Patriarchy is bad for everybody. It's bad for everybody. It's bad for women. It's bad for men. But the goal should not be to replace it with another system that causes another imbalance and has its own issues. No. The goal is to replace it with something that serves everybody equally. We should not have a society that says men should not cry because you look like a pussy. No. If you feel like crying, cry. Does not mean you should not stand up and try again. Does not mean you should not stand up and still put in effort and work hard and be proud of your handiwork. So, yeah.
Are you saying feminism is in support of men?
Yes. Both sexes. That is the point here. I know that we have strayed at some point. People have strayed. But then the main essence here is that it is here to fight for the equality of both sexes.
You say that feminism is fighting for equality.
Yeah.
What feminism is fighting for now is superiority. It's fighting for the upper hand. It's fighting for authority. Something that you were all against before, that, oh, men are the one leaders, are all of this. But now what feminists want is to be at the top and men to be down.
I understand what you're saying, that there are narratives out there, oh, men should be lower, women should be higher. No, we can both exist in the same space, right, and respect each other. That's what we're here to do.
But culturally, feminism was never ever part of the Nigerians.
No, feminism has always been in existence.
Very quickly, I want to touch on the second point. I honestly believe that feminism has helped marriages and relationships, and it has helped women like you, right, to escape terrible marriages. If you look in the past, right, you could say, oh, our marriages used to last, blah, 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 blah. It wasn't lasting because everybody was happy. It was lasting because the women had no choice. If you're financially tied to your husband, everything about you is to your husband, right? Obviously, if he's not acting right, where would you go? Your father's house? No. And even if you could go to your father's house, the society views divorced women. Even today, in the 21st century, on Twitter, once they say single mom, all the men on Twitter were like, ooh, single mom, like same battle. Imagine back then, as people where you think they will leave their husband and go home. So it has helped. The only people that will say no are men, right, who have benefited from being in that marriage.
In the Yoruba culture, women still have rights. Women have a say. Women are not shut down. I don't know of other culture. Women still talk.
Are you saying that in the past, right, a woman gets married to a man, right, he's abusing her, he's beating her, right, she would happily divorce him in the 1901s.
I am not saying
she would happily divorce the husband and go back to her father's house.
I'm not saying that. I don't have a full knowledge of something like that happening. What I'm just saying is that right from time, you have Oloris, you have all of that. Okay. So women were given rights to talk.
Just one question. Right now, would you encourage someone you know to leave a toxic marriage?
Yes, I would.
Our final prompt is: men and women will never be truly equal. Rudiment, pick a new opponent.
Rudiment, pick Sally, come on.
So let's talk about the foundation here. What does equality mean? Equality basically means fairness. It does not mean sameness. We're not the same. Biologically, physically, we're not the same. We have different strengths and different weaknesses.
Sorry, make me understand something. The word equal,
yeah,
you mean fairness, not same.
No. Okay. Fairness in we have the same opportunities, right? If we walk into an organization, for a job interview, we are judged based on our capabilities.
Give more value, but
that's what I'm saying. We are judged based on our capabilities, not based on gender. Or you're given the job not because you're a man, but because you're capable.
Who
exactly.
Delivers,
So that's
right?
what equality is. That's what we're fighting for.
Who delivers, right?
Exactly. So it's not a gender thing. Men and women can never be the same because we're different in our own ways. So when we're talking about equality, we're talking about fairness. That is the major premise.
When you say equality, they're just saying fairness. It can't be just fairness on your side. What about the guy's side? Let's be fair to each other. It still boils down to the fact that we are not equal at all. Myself, I always pray to God that I want to be so rich that my wife is not working because she wants to make money, but she's working because she loves what she's doing.
Informed feminism is talking about we want both sexes to be treated with equal respect, to be given same opportunities based on your capabilities and not based on your gender, something you have absolutely no hand in, no choice.
Wanting to make men and women equal is itself anti-feminist. It's ironic. We are basically saying by your own self that men are superior by trying to be like men. You want to be king. Why? What's wrong with queen?
Even the patriarchy we're talking about suppresses men themselves. Boys in their early 20s have to make money from somewhere just because you need to fund somebody's lifestyle and all of that, just insane expectations on men. And it is not realistic and it can be very harmful. And that's what feminism is here to change.
Men and women cannot be equal.
Yeah.
Can never be. That what creates the balance. A woman could be more active in a certain space than a man would. So the same thing
and
goes.
Vice versa.
Yes, vice versa.
When we talk about equality, we're talking about fairness, humanism. We're accorded the same respect. You're accorded respect because you're a human, on the basis that you're a human being.
But you guys have lost the essence. I would say feminism have won already. There is no need of fighting.
No, we keep fighting.
You keep fighting. That's what is shifting it to misandry.
No. It's not misandry. Yes. Feminism has made progress today, and we're so grateful for that. But that does not mean that these things don't exist. We still have female genital mutilation. Do you know that? Child marriages.
Yes, that's why
we still keep fighting for these things.
What feminists are doing are just making noise online. If these are what is happening,
those are making noise online, but we are outside on the field. But you cannot just base your argument based on the ones you're seeing online.
So what have you done personally? What have you done
Sharon,
personally?
you were voted out.
No, what I was saying is that, okay, yeah, all just talking about it. What are they doing about it? Did you go there to try to cause a change or to make a change?
I was so interested in her. Every single person has a reason for being anti-feminist. You don't. You were just there, naive. Every single time you speak to her, she's mentioning misandry.
I've learned to be open-minded, listen from both sides. They all say things that made sense. What I'm just against is feminism losing its essence.
Talking has brought us as far as talking can bring us. And what we now need to do is put activism in the back burner and act more, do more with the rights that we now have. That I have little brothers, and I don't want a world where you're automatically a bad guy because you're a man.
Chimamanda says something, let's raise our boys and our girls differently, right? Let us make sure that the next generation has it better. As an anti-feminist, it's okay. I get that the extremists have, maybe put a sour taste about feminism in your mouth, but then just do your research. Have conversations like this, right? Be open-minded, and then you understand that we are truly coming from a good place and we're fighting for each other.
I like that they were very reserved, actually, because I think our table was very loud, and they looked like they were willing to listen more than our side. I'm sorry for not the table, but they looked like they were willing to listen. As my side looked like they were just wanting to talk.
The conversation started off lightly, but I had to get loud for you to hear me. It's not every time good girl. Sometimes shewere. You can't progress in a society if everybody is calm. You need the mad people.
I actually agreed with what the feminist guy said, and I just wish more of them believed that they are fighting for humanism. I'm like, then we should all call it humanism.
My advice to feminists out there is, I'm sorry this might break you, but you can never win a war with men. You cannot. Every good man is partially a feminist. The original idea of feminist is encouraging women to do well. So if I'm a good man, I want my woman to do well.
We've come to the end of this debate. We would appreciate if you can end these debates cordially by stepping over to each other's sides and shake hands.
So guys, yeah, that's the video. Let me know what you think in the comments. You guys should go watch that video. Just watch the channel in general. We're going to be doing reaction videos, not just on topics like that, but it will mostly be from Cruise and Jubilee. Jubilee is pretty much I think where these Cruise guys got their motivation from, because anytime I watch them, I feel like they are the Nigerian Jubilee. So, but Jubilee would mostly focus on North American and maybe European topics. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you a feminist? Are you an anti-feminist? Take each of the points that they have mentioned. Let me know what your opinions are on each of these points. So yeah, this is the end of the video. And like I always say, be nice to each other. Be nice, be civil. Don't be like Sally. Is all I'm gonna say. Just don't Sally up my comment. Okay? Keep it chill like Big Mo. Okay? Keep it chill like Siren. Keep it chill like Big Mo. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.